So I woke up and I checked the Epic's website, and to my surprise, we got a trailer for the up and coming episode 10 of the Epic's original show from, and it's titled "Oh, the Places Will Go." Very exciting. There's been so many theories, and I just love the community around everybody trying to figure out what's going on before people have had theories about aliens. People have theories about sort of um, Viking or Nordic, type of history. I've heard some Celtic, theories sprinkled in there. I've heard just anything you can imagine, and hopefully we'll get a just a tiny, tiny glimpse of what's to come. Of course, we know that this show definitely needs a season two, and we can't wait to see where they take it. But we're gonna go through the clues. We're gonna sift through the breadcrumbs and see what we can find on this breakdown. So, of course, before I get into it, I'm starting to do more of these from videos, really inspired by the show and the community. Please drop a like, please subscribe, add a comment. Let's talk about it because I've been going back and forth in other comments talking about some of my theories and some of my other videos where we looked at one of the messages that was written in the diner that we really didn't see anybody talking about, and how that ties into Emily Dickinson and all the things that the poem was all the things that's happening before is happening now or something like that. And it could be a symbolism that they're actually dead. And then we were also looking at just where is Victor. My thoughts were that he is in the underground bunker because we've known people to go into the tree and come out of the bunker there before. So I think he was just down there, and maybe there's another door, and he opened that and went underground in the bunker, and that's how he's possibly going to come out instead of just the normal way. We're of course waiting to see what's going on with Boyd and where he is, and if there is spiders, and then what is the symbolization behind the spiders. So I haven't watched the trailer yet, so I'm going to read the description of the show, and then I'm gonna watch the trailer, and then I'm going to give my thoughts. All right. So from season 1, episode 10, "Oh, the Places Will Go." Boyd draws strength from an unlikely source. Okay. And Jim's radio tower yields consequences which rock him to his very core. Sorry, it was blended in. The hole that Tabitha has been digging leads her somewhere and to someone she uh, should have never expected. Everything is about to change. So I read that horribly, but our boy draws strength from a likely source. Where could Boyd draw strength from? Let's see. He's not nobody's getting straight from the runes, right? The stones. We know he has a rune with him. The rune maybe not giving him strength. Uh, I mean, his wife kind of gave him strength when he went to the gravesite. He was kind of like, "Give me a sign," and then he found that sign, and that gave him the ability, the courage to go into the woods. Where else could he be getting strength from? Um, that's about it. I mean, just the people around him. His son, maybe. Okay, let's see. Jim's radio tower, consequences. So we all know that in pretty much every movie, monsters and things like that are repelled or attracted by radio waves. I mean, from sharks to zombies to whatever. So he could press the on switch, and that thing could do a burst of whatever, and it could attract the monsters all of a sudden. Who knows? And the consequences rock him. So, I mean, what will rock Jim? He's an engineer. He can lose his engineer license? No, no. He is a married man with kids. He can lose his family. Let's see what else. Or the town people can turn on him. I don't really think he cares if the town people turn on him or not. Uh, um, so the hole that Tabitha is digging leads her somewhere. So right, it looked like there was a porthole that she opened, and someone's down there. And we already saw that the boy that was on the porch when they ran from the street to the manor, the boy that came out and said, "Hey, don't you remember me?" and we were thinking that that was her brother. So everybody's thinking about her brother to be down there, but her brother's a monster, and I don't think that's accurate because the monster would kill her. Then he's not going to sit, talk to her, and be like, "Mommy, I missed you." He's just going to eat her body and harvest her organs. So I don't think it's going to be her son. And she should have, she should, could have never expected. All right, everything is about to change. So, all right, so enough delay. Let's get into the trailer. Oh wait, you know what? Let me go back because I don't have the audio on here. Let me bring it back up. Let me re-add it so that way I can hear it. Sometimes YouTube be acting funny with the audio, but I think it's a trailer. It should be all right.
If we can get enough wire stripped and spliced, we can be sending out a transmission before nightfall.
I missed it. Let me go back.
If we can get enough wire stripped and spliced, we can be sending out a transmission before nightfall.
Wow. Big dreams.
Kenny, I like you.
But this place, it gives you hope and it takes it away like it's feeding on your pain.
Where do you think we are?
I think it's time we find out.
From this week on From. All right. So, man, great, creepy trailer. And this is listed as a horror film. And me and my wife were debating, is this a thriller? Or they was like, no, this is a horror. So let's go scene by scene on this breakdown. Okay. So we got Jim carrying a bucket of junk, a wheelbarrow of junk to the manor, to the what's it called, the Hope House or something. And it looks like they're doing repairs. They're repairing the front window. Looks like these people over here on the left are having a picnic, uh, and nothing much. So this looks like the wire and maybe some of the batteries that they made. Let's see. Everyone's in the diner, and I'm just amazed at how many people are actually in the town that are not a main character. And this takes me to my next theory that a ton of people in the town are not who they say they are. Like there's tons and tons of people I feel like who are just someone else. For instance, Sarah, right? And then second one, Jim. I believe that he is not who he says he is, right? He is not. He came in and things really started taking a turn for the worse. Victor was saying that hasn't happened in a while, and when it does, the killing starts. It makes it sound like it's some sort of prophecy. Um, keep seeing references to the spider in the rain. The only other time it rained was when Jim arrived, or we could say Jim and his family, because we don't know. It could be the boy or the daughter or the wife, but the wife seems to be on her own little quest. So it has to be one of them three kind of wrapped up in this mystery. We see Kenny and his EMT nurse, couple of randos in the background that I don't see familiar, and they don't look like they can do anything constructive or help with the overall goal of the town. Oh, that was a good one. See if I can go back real quick. I'm also really surprised on how diverse this town is, man. Like, look, I mean, the groups of people in here is amazing. I can't stop it on that exact point. But I just wanted to see what was going on here. So I thought it was a cannon for a second in the lower right, but that's the copper. Everyone's looking up at the sky, and it looks to be happy. I mean, they're smiling. The mother and the daughter are bonding, but Jim is just not bonding with his daughter. And that was another point of mine. Like, he doesn't really do anything with his daughter. And me, as a father, I have a daughter. I know that we love our daughters. I mean, I understand the little boy, I get it, but to me, I think there's a bigger mystery within the Matthews family that the daughter might not be his, and that maybe the boy is. I don't know. So it looks like a good day at the Huddle House or whatever it's called. Let's see. The tower goes up. And so, man, this is just not stopping where I want it to be. So the tower is up. Here's Kenny going to the ambulance. So, so I wanted to look at this. It said Troy ambulance. And I mean, I wanted to know, I kind of wanted to see, like, did they write that on there? Like TROY. And I wonder why they would write that. Like, what could that stand for? The rest of your lives? YOLO is you only live once, right? Okay. Let me see. What could that stand for? Let me see if I can Google it. Oh, okay. They reminisce over you, a song by Pete Rock and CL Smooth. I mean, as much as I would like that to be it, I don't think that's actually it. Here's a good one. Toilet Recognition of the Year Awards. Okay. It says Foot Soldier. So Troy, given name, Foot Soldier. Let's see what else. What does the acronym? Okay, something else. Let me see if they got any more acronyms for Troy. I feel like this is a big one. Uh, hmm, so Trojan horse. I mean, it could be like a Trojan horse. It says they reminisce over you. Nah, that's pretty much it. Troy. Maybe all right. So maybe I'm looking into it too much. Maybe it's not as much as I thought it was. But I just thought that was interesting that it seems that they put Troy on there. TROY. And so anyway, Kenny is going to meet his wannabe girlfriend, and she's telling him. And see, this is another reason why I think that there are people who are not who they say we are. We don't know anything about her, right? We don't know how she got here. We don't know. We just know that she said she was a third year medical student. Now, of course, that's true, but like I'm just saying, like, did she come alone? Was she with someone? Like, or maybe she was in the EMT, right? Maybe if this is her EMT, and maybe Troy is a town that is next, or these people came from all over the country and sort of convened into this place. Maybe she was with someone because paramedics usually drive in twos, and then bam, saw the tree and all this stuff. So that's a possibility, and then some people were saying that she doesn't like guys, which may be a true fact, but might not be. She might, there's so much going on. Where do you find love in war? There's kind of a lot going on. All right, it's still going fast. All right, so I wanted to stop at this. I wanted to stop at at the whatever this storm was and just take a look for a second to see what is going on and see if there was anything you could see in the storm. I mean, I guess this bubble or fishbowl or snow globe that they're in, I mean, it seems to be immense and it has to be controlled by something if the weather can be manipulated, right? Now, this is the question I want to ask. What other forces of nature or mythical gods can manipulate the weather? Right? I mean, this is where a lot of those Nordic or Viking rumors come into play, like here. I mean, with the thunder and the lightning and the storms and just the different types of, I'm guessing, deities that can have effects on the people. And I mean, I really see that going on here. I don't see much in the forest, and of course, they're not going to reveal much, but I just thought it might be something. But anyway, a big storm's coming. Could be a big rain. And remember, we did see that there was a picture that the boy was looking at with his mom where there was a flood and there was rain and there was a flood. And it looked like in one of the pictures in the top that there was a person on a roof or a couple people on a roof. It was a pointy roof. It was a pointy roof. So once again, back at the house, it looks like they're really excited about the tower going up and they're going to see how it works. And then here we see him. There we see Jim on the tower, and of course, with his people, it looks like it's a lot of rain, and he got a signal. Now, what could this signal be? I mean, who monitors CB radio? Like, if in a real life situation, what what organization monitors CB radio? I actually have to Google this. I'm definitely not a survival expert, and I definitely think that the country itself does not have a good understanding of survival instincts. I mean, for any type of survival like that, where it was pretty much make your own fire, catch your own food, or communicate to get yourself out of trouble. I mean, very underprepared. It says, do cops monitor CB radios? Police do respond to telephone calls from CB listeners who hear calls for help and they say that someone is in trouble. They try to get help on channel 9 if they have a CB. There is no law that says police must monitor CB. Okay, does the FCC regulate CB radio? You may operate a CB transmitter at any location where the FCC regulates radio communications. Subject to certain restrictions, a CB transmitter must be certified by the FCC. Let's see. It says that the FCC can track CB. So, all right. So I just wanted to dive into that quickly. So it says here that the police have CBs not required to monitor CB radios. And so he could be talking to, I mean, truckers use CB radios. Okay, police have CB radios. EMTs have CB radios. Fire stations have CB radios. Some private citizens have CB radios. Military has CB radio. National Guard. So in a question to see who could possibly be on the other side of this CB radio in a realistic standpoint, it could be one of them, like I said, or it could not be. It could just be, um, you know, whoever's inside this bubble. I mean, I'm guessing that if they can control the weather and if they can honestly make these monsters, and there's some sort of supernatural element to this show, I'm pretty sure that they can manipulate the CB or can talk through the CB radio. So there's a chance that he could be talking to a monster. We've seen this in plenty of movies where they come through the TV, they call you on the phone, or they materialize underneath your door. So I wouldn't even really get too caught up on this. I mean, I guess that's why he's saying that it's going to shake him to the core, because I think now the monsters are pulling out all stops. And I think what's going to happen is that his son is going to talk to him through the CB radio and is going to say, Dad. And I can just tell by the look in his eyes, that's exactly the face that a father makes when their kid is like, Dad. Mind blown. I don't think that the woman is going to see the boy, because, I mean, how weird would that be if she saw the baby roll off the bed and die, and now he's a grown man like that? She couldn't even equate that. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like here in this CB setting, it's more believable for him than the wife. I don't know. So let's see. Let's go back to see what else is going on here. So she's in some sort of I went quick. So I can't tell where the wife is, man. She's in some dark alley. Light behind her. Definitely looks like a flashlight. And I can't really tell what's that in her hand. I'm guessing that's not the rope in the bucket. I'm guessing that's not that. Or it could just be a rope, but man, it's the air quality and whatever she's in, she needs to reconsider that. She needs a mask, right? I definitely would say the air quality in there is not optimal. So I mean, if this is where Victor was and she's in that underground bunker, but I don't think that's what it's going to be. I think it's just going to be all part of her mind. One episode left. Now these guys, they were dragged through the entire forest. You can see a little bit out the little cut there in the tent that, there is the sun shining and they are still in the forest. And they don't know. He doesn't know where he is. I'm sure he had a direction. Remember, he was making marks on the trees. I don't think that's applicable anymore. How far? I mean, for us, it only seemed like he dragged them for a little while. That thing could have dragged them all night. Let's see what else I got here. Oh, and look at this. So here with this trailer that it's upside down. And I'm trying to find the last little clues, and it seems to be the audio on from is a big kick too. So some of the end shots in the audios, because I swear I'm gonna play it back. And this last couple of seconds of audio, it sounded like chitter, what they call chitterling, like kind of like creepy crawly or like a spider moving, like with multiple legs. And so I think that that could be finally some sort of spider. And then here, if you see, it looks like they're upside down and backwards, and so it could be, from a spider's perspective, or something flying. I looked it up. There's other animals that leave webbings on plants and to that thickness, and they're moths. It could be like a moth type of deal. I mean, there is mysteries of the Mothman. I mean, it could be just tons of stuff that they put in here that could come to fruition. So I do see the pictures of the spider, but I think the spider is a literal reference to Jim and his family, or just Jim. And I think that what's out there could be less of a spider and more of like a moth, but we'll see. So, big episode this week, huh? Big episode this week. Boy draws strength from an unlikely source. Jim's radio tower yields consequences that rock him to his very core. The hole that Tabitha has been digging leads her somewhere and to someone. So when it says someone, it has to be someone that we haven't seen before. She could never have expected, like, oh, well, maybe that has to be somebody from her past. Everything is about to change. So what happens when I click on more about the episode? Nothing. Nothing. Let's see if I click here, view more. Oh, it just tells who's the producers on the show. All right, I got it. So Ethan is the son, Julie is the daughter, Jim is the father, Tabitha is the wife, Boyd is the sheriff, Kenny is the deputy, Christy is the EMT. Uh, um, Now there were rumors as far as people not being who they said they are. Could it be Father Kadri that she sees? Because well, he did save Boyd, and he was around with the Matthews family. He's the only one who seemed to be very important and is not around anymore. He's the only one to have died like that, meaning a monster came out of nowhere and sliced him. And I think that maybe he really wasn't dead. They put him in the ground. I mean, weird things have happened. I mean, it seemed like the people that were taken or killed, their bodies kind of rib cages out, and where it seemed like something busted out of him. Um, well, he didn't die like that. He caught a hit in the face and died from the wounds. They put him in the ground. If what she's saying is you dig down, there's pretty much things under that, then how come you can't dig up and grab the body and bring it down? So if I had to make a guess right now, who's not who they say they are? Definitely Sarah. I would say anybody involved with the diner is not who they say they are. Sarah, not who she says she are. Uh, Kenny's mom, not who she says she is. Now she could have been body snatched when she got there, and Kenny not known, because it seems like Kenny's always with his dad. Definitely Father Catry, not who he said he was, and Jim, not who he said he was. So that's my main theories for not who they said they are. Are we gonna find this out this episode? No, I definitely don't think that. But we are gonna find out if they're spiders or not, and what it is. So listen, y'all, go ahead and drop that like, subscribe. Please go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe, and let's talk about this in the comments. We got literally 24 hours until we find out what's going on. Let me know what you guys think, if I'm right, if I'm wrong, if I was close, if I was not close. I mean, that's what this is about, giving the theories and giving you guys accurate theories. I'm not coming on here saying I've seen it already through a press link. And I just want to say, I've had my channel for a while, and it's been a love-hate relationship with doing videos and tutorials, but ultimately love talking about movies. I have had press passes. I have, done interviews with celebrities on Comic-Con, and I know everybody's journey is different, but no one else seems to have any type of link to any type of videos where people were doing interviews with the cast. And to me, an interview with the cast would do more for the network and the show than leaking a streamer. But hey, to each their own. If somebody got their hands on a streamer and was able to watch that final episode, more power to you. But hey, we're all journalists, and we're all a part of the press. So look, until next time, keep going on, and let me know where you're from, and let's see what's going on from. All right, y'all.